Chosen one, stop right there. Do not scroll. Do not switch tabs. Do not tell yourself you'll come back later. This is not random content. This is interruption. And if your heart just tightened a little when you read that, that is not fear. That is conviction. Today's message is not soft. It is not casual. It is not meant to entertain you. It is urgent. God chose you today, but you are ignoring him. Not because you hate him, not because you don't believe, but because you have been distracted. And heaven is done whispering. You felt something when you clicked this. A pull, a nudge, a quiet tension that said, pay attention. That wasn't curiosity, that was calling. You have been busy surviving, busy scrolling, busy thinking, busy worrying, busy planning your next move. But today, God wasn't asking for your productivity, he was asking for your presence, and you almost skipped past it. Chosen one, let me say this carefully. God chose today to reach you, not yesterday, not next week, today, because something in your spirit is at a crossroads. You've been praying for answers, you've been asking for direction, you've been wondering why things feel off, delayed, heavy. But when heaven tries to answer, you numb the silence with noise. You ask for clarity, then scroll through confusion. You ask for peace, then feed your anxiety. You ask for breakthrough, then ignore the instruction. This is not condemnation, this is awakening. God is not angry, he is pursuing, and you keep drifting. Chosen one, there has been a tug on your heart lately. Moments when you suddenly felt like you needed to pray. Moments when a thought about changing your life came out of nowhere. Moments when conviction hit you, but you brushed it off. Moments when you knew you shouldn't respond that way, but you did anyway. That was him. You thought it was your conscience. It was divine interruption. God has been trying to redirect you before something unnecessary touches your life. You feel restless because you are being repositioned, but you keep choosing comfort over calling. You feel spiritually dry because you stopped showing up. You feel distant because you stopped listening. And heaven is saying today, come back. Not dramatically, intentionally. You have been spiritually starving while emotionally snacking. You consume content, you consume opinions, you consume distractions. But when was the last time you sat still long enough for God to speak? You don't lack strength, you lack stillness, and stillness is where instruction lives. Chosen one, something has been waiting on your obedience. A door, an opportunity, a connection, a breakthrough. But it is locked behind alignment, and alignment requires attention. You keep asking, why hasn't it happened yet? Because you haven't responded yet. He chose you today because today you are about to make a decision. Ignore again or return. This is the part no one likes to hear. You are not stuck because of the enemy. You are stalled because of avoidance. Avoiding the hard conversation. Avoiding the change you know you need to make. Avoiding the surrender you keep postponing. God doesn't compete with noise. He waits for hunger. And today, something inside you is hungry. That emptiness you feel, it isn't loneliness, it's distance. Distance from your source. You've been trying to fix spiritual hunger with temporary relief, but nothing satisfies. Because you weren't designed to run on distraction. You were designed to run on divine connection. Chosen one, listen carefully. God chose you today because something is about to happen in your life that requires clarity, and clarity cannot live in chaos. He's been calling you back because what's coming next is heavier than what you've been carrying. You think you're tired now? Imagine stepping into your next assignment without realignment. He loves you too much to let you walk into destiny disconnected. That's why this message feels urgent, That's why your chest feels tight. That's why your mind is alert. This is not coincidence. This is mercy. You've been protected from things you don't even know about. You've been redirected without realizing it. You've been delayed because you weren't spiritually positioned. And instead of recognizing protection, you called it frustration. But today is different. Today, heaven is not whispering, it is knocking, and you can feel it. You feel conviction about habits you know need to end. You feel resistance toward environments you know you've outgrown. You feel a quiet knowing that you can't keep living half-committed. You cannot keep asking God to guide your steps while ignoring His voice. Chosen one, God chose you today because He sees what you're about to become. But you are flirting with the version of you that feels familiar instead of stepping into the version He prepared. You are stronger than your distractions. You are deeper than your excuses. You are called beyond your comfort. And heaven is asking for your full attention, not for performance, for relationship. He doesn't want your image, He wants your heart. You don't need to be perfect, you need to be present. Right now, pause, take a breath. Feel that tension. That is not shame, that is invitation. God is not weeping because you failed. He is reaching because you matter. He is calling because you are marked. He is interrupting because your future requires response. Chosen one, there is something you've been delaying. A step, a decision, a surrender. And you keep telling yourself, soon. But heaven says now. Not aggressively, lovingly. The breakthrough you want is waiting on obedience. The peace you crave is waiting on surrender. The clarity you seek is waiting on stillness. You cannot keep ignoring the voice that built you. Today is your turning point. Not dramatic, deliberate. You don't need fireworks, you need focus. You don't need hype, you need humility. You don't need another sign, you need to respond to the one already given. Chosen one, God chose you today because God refuses to let you drift into a season unprepared. He sees what's coming. He sees the opportunity. He sees the attack. He sees the alignment. And He is repositioning you before it unfolds. But you must stop scrolling past your calling. Stop numbing conviction. Stop postponing obedience. Stop pretending you didn't hear Him, because you did. And that's why you're still here reading. If this message stirred something uncomfortable, that means it reached truth, and truth is what realigns you. God chose you today, not tomorrow, not eventually, today. The question is not whether He is calling, the question is whether you will answer. Before you leave this moment, close your eyes. Whisper this: I'm listening. Not for the comments, not for anyone else, between you and Him, because this is not about fear, it is about return. Chosen one, stop ignoring the one who never stopped choosing you. This is your moment. Answer it. Chosen one, this is the final word. Not dramatic, not loud, just clear. God chose you today, and He is still choosing you. Even when you were distracted, even when you were distant, even when you ignored the quiet nudges, even when you said later. He did not withdraw. He waited. That restlessness you've been feeling, it wasn't pressure, it was invitation. The conviction you tried to silence, it wasn't guilt, it was guidance. The moments you almost scrolled past this, that was the exact point of decision. Not because heaven is fragile, but because your attention is powerful. Where your attention goes, your alignment follows. And today, alignment returned. You don't need to perform. You don't need to prove. You don't need to promise perfection. You just need to respond. One step, one prayer, one honest moment of surrender. That's all. You are not behind. You are not disqualified. You are not too far gone. You are still called, still marked, still covered. And this interruption, it was mercy. Go forward differently now. Not fearful, not pressured, intentional. Guard your focus, protect your spirit, make space for stillness, because the same God you almost ignored today is the same God preparing what's next for you. Chosen one, don't drift again. You were chosen on purpose, and this time you heard it. Before you scroll away, pause one last time. If you felt conviction instead of entertainment, if something inside you whispered, "This is for me," if you know God has been trying to get your attention lately, seal this moment. Type, "I'm listening" in the comments, not for visibility, not out of habit, but as a quiet decision that you will no longer ignore the voice calling you higher. If this message realigns something in you, stay connected. Subscribe so you don't miss the moments when heaven interrupts at the right time. And if someone came to your heart while reading, someone drifting, distracted, or spiritually tired, share this with them. You may be the reminder they've been praying for. Chosen one, don't just feel the call, answer it.